Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Entertainment Podcast, your source for all things entertainment. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, today I have Jay Schweid on the line, and he's CEO over at ephelants. Jay, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, so today, excited to get into today's topic, so I just want to jump right in and let's start talking about this platform you're building, ephelants. First, tell us a little bit more about the concept, please.
Sure. So I've been in and around the entertainment industry my whole life, and the deeper and deeper I got into it, I realized how cool it looks on the outside, but how incredibly complicated and disconnected and archaic it is on the inside. And searching for solutions to try and get the projects that we were developing out there, I was looking and really couldn't find anything, and realized that if things were going to get fixed, I was going to have to take it on myself and with my team. So we started working on figuring out how we could do this. So the ephelants platform is a platform and ultimately a global ecosystem that brings projects from concept to distribution all on one platform, engaging creatives, fans, and investors. And that is what we're working on, and we feel that it's critically important, and even more so now as we're all on our computers all the time and social distancing and craving new and great content. We feel it's a great time to kind of engage people from all over the world and work together to make the best projects, come together and get out there.
So a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, executives listening right now. What kind of clients are typically a good fit for ephelants, and what kind of projects do you and your team like working on?
Well, the beauty of what we're designing is we're removing all the bias and gatekeepers from stopping projects from getting made. So really our goal is to get all sorts of projects, regardless of their genre or budget or what their message is, where they're put together, whether they're in Europe or South America, North America, Asia, anywhere, any culture, any subject matter. Our platform will analyze the projects using various algorithms on the technical side and analyzing them to see their viability in the marketplace, as well as having actual humans read the scripts, but not knowing what they're reading before they read them. So they're not going in with any preconceived notions or bias about what it is. So we feel that obviously opens everything up and democratizes it to a great extent. And so naturally, people that are in the industry in any way, shape, or form, whether they're writers, directors, producers, actors, crew, it's obviously a great place for them to learn about projects, get involved in projects, get their projects made. It's also a fantastic place and for investors due to the full transparency and real data sets that they'll be able to look at before making a decision whether they want to invest in a project. And for fans, it's great because they can actually be involved in the process and they can see things, how they're happening, and they can engage. They can kind of peek behind the curtain, which not many people are able to do nowadays. And I think that just kind of creates that whole community vibe, which is really what we're about.
Any particular medium in terms of projects that you're favoring versus others? Is it film? Is it TV? Otherwise, give us a flavor for that in the concept.
So we're going to be launching with film and TV projects. That is really where there's obviously similarities between film and TV, although they're radically different. But they have the same sort of concept, and the beats are different naturally if you're doing a 30-minute or a 60-minute TV show as opposed to an hour-and-a-half movie. But conceptually, they're the same, and the different types of characters and locations, those are all very similar. So that's the first iteration of the platform will be for film and TV projects. And from there, we're going to grow into other different areas of entertainment. So web series, video games, all sorts of things like that as well.
Let's go a little bit further into the investor side of things. So for people that, as you mentioned, are kind of on the outside and maybe have considered investing or want to get a good feel for that, like what's your vision for that piece of the platform?
So there's a few issues in the investor side in the film space. So there's certainly investors that this is what they do. It's part of their business model. But they do it in a very old-fashioned way, and it's very case by case. They don't normally have a lot of data analysis to really show what the likelihood of the success of a project is. So based on our analysis and information we'll be able to give them, they'll have much more information to be able to make a decision based on what it is they're looking for. One of the reasons that a lot of people do not invest in the film industry or entertainment in a whole is they probably had a friend or colleague or relative that invested and lost their money. And unfortunately, that's happened, but it's happened because people didn't really have enough information to know what they were getting into, or there weren't enough controls put into place to make sure that the budget was right, that they could actually complete the project, that they had enough money for marketing, that they had all the strategies in place. So our platform basically will be organizing all of that through our various analysis tools to be able to really make sure. I mean, we can't guarantee obviously 100%, but based on all the analysis we've done so far and just any sort of logical business sense, we'll be putting scripts and ultimately films and TV shows in the best possible position for success. So I think that makes it a lot easier for people that are looking to get in, and they'll have access to projects that they normally would never have any access to. They just wouldn't know about them, or they would just be stuck, in a studio system or someplace else where they just never have the ability to. And this gives them that opportunity, which I think is great.
Let's approach it a little bit from the creator side of things. How do you envision the creator, getting involved and engaging with ephelants? So
it depends a little bit on what their specific creative role is. So from a writer, for example, they develop their scripts on their own. They write them on their own. They would submit a completed script, which would then get run through our algorithms and the various analysis that I mentioned before. So that's a great place for them to engage. It also, just sticking on the writer for a second, it gives them the opportunity to connect with all sorts of different people. So whether it's they want a producer to help produce their project, or they need a director, they want to produce it themselves, they need to put their crew together, the platform is there for them to be able to connect with those people. And when a project is set to go on up for funding, all those different parameters that they need will be built into what it is they're looking for. So there'll be all sorts of matching algorithms that will help put the right people to the right job. So that, by default, helps crew members, whether it's a cinematographer, an editor, or a sound mixer, or makeup artist. This will give them the opportunity to be matched with projects that fit both sides, that the project that's looking for them and has a budget and a timing and everything else is finding the right people that are qualified based on their needs and available, so that you streamline the process and make it a much quicker and more efficient way, and ultimately find the best people for each project. So from the creative side, I think there's just so many different opportunities for them to be involved.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it sounds really exciting. I mean, it's a great project that you're working on, and really exciting. It's basically you're going to help creators and investors and match other people that would have never been able to get these projects made. And now that there's more and more outlets for distribution and other things, I mean, it's just I think we're just going to get a lot of great content from this that would have never maybe been created otherwise. So this is really exciting stuff, Jay. Great work.
Thank you.
That being said, if somebody's listening to this and they want more information, or they want to connect with the platform overall, I mean, how does somebody reach out to either you or your team to follow up and to learn more?
They can follow us on LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook. I'm always open to chat with people that are interested. It's all about building community, so it's in our best interest to be in touch with as many people as possible. So we certainly always welcome new faces, new fans, new contributors, and if there's ways we can help them, as we're doing development, we're always happy to do that as well.
Awesome. And what are those handles? How do people find it?
Ephelants, EPHELANTS. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram is the easiest, I guess, to find us.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Jay, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about all the great work that you're doing over at ephelants to help, creators go from concept to distribution. Awesome stuff there. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave a review in the Apple iTunes store. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Entertainment, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave us some comments in the video. Love to know what kind of projects and things that you're working on. And Jay, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.